Okay. Do y'all have like neutral speakers?
Yeah. So you probably know my answer. I tend to like a more forward sounding speaker. A little
He
bit.
likes bright speakers. I
Yeah.
think you
like
got
those
some hearing loss or something.
I like those irritating, scratchy chalkboard kind of. No. I don't like something that's so laid back that it sounds like you've got just kind of like this veil over the front of the speaker. To me, that's kind of just, I want to hear the detail. I want to hear all the nuances of the music. I want to hear every time his hand moves up and down the fret, or, when their lips touch together, when a female vocalist is singing, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like hearing those subtleties. And some people don't like that. And the hard part with a revealing speaker like that is if it's a crappy recording, it's going to sound like garbage on those speakers. I mean, literally. Versus neutral speakers tend to make more, I guess, a more variety of music sound okay, if that makes sense, because it's not revealing everything.
Well, to go to what you were saying about good recording and revealing system.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been a musician majority of my life. We're fucking cheap. We're not spending $80 on a cable to get that signal into this thing. We're doing the cheapest way possible. So when people always talk about it's a crap recording and my system is revealing, no, your system is putting shit in the music that isn't there from the point of recording. If you were to see, that's what doesn't make sense to me. That's the pro musician in me with the grew up being this hi-fi guy just out of accident because of my dad. It doesn't make any sense. There's a definite disconnect in those things. Your speaker system is so revealing. I'm hearing all these cracks and pops and stuff that weren't on the original recording. So is it revealing, or is it just trying to do too much? And the bit rate, bit depth, or whatever of the digital recording is not okay with that speaker. So is that a good speaker to buy? My answer is probably not. Save that $70K and get some B&Os or B&Ws.
Right.
No, Bang & Olufsen's.
Yeah.
So I've reviewed these headphones, which kind of do correction, right? It does some correction using the app. And I thought it was really smart because it corrects the driver for a certain target, right? Which is kind of optimal based on what they've found out with research. But then on top of that, it also does a test for your hearing. Do you have high, hearing loss in the high frequencies? Because then it'll make up for that, right? And then after it does that, it does another one for preference. Do you like to have more bass? So think about those different aspects. Accuracy is the first one, right? And then accounting for your hearing is another level. And then your preference is another level, right? Yep. So there's all these different factors going on. Sure. But if the question is, do you like neutral speakers? And by neutral, I'm going to change that to say, do you like accurate speakers, right? Because neutral just means whatever comes in is what comes out, right?
It's completely
flat. Not boosting. Yeah. Whatever comes in is what comes out, which means accuracy, right? And I think a lot of research has shown that people do prefer accurate speakers. If you just take 1,000 people and you were to ask them, do you like neutral or accurate speakers? Most of the time they're going to pick the accurate ones over one with a different frequency response. And the other thing to keep in mind is that that's different than being neutral or flat at your listening position. That's totally different, right? Flat at your listening position in most rooms is probably going to sound like it has no bass, right? Because you expect the room to add bass, right? So when it doesn't, you're like, well, your ears are like, what's going on here? And so, if you had Chana playing his guitar in the corner of your room, right, and you recorded him with a good mic, then you'd expect the corner in the room to add a little more bass to his voice and the guitar. So if you put a speaker and you play that same thing, you would expect the same thing to happen. So I don't know. Would you turn up Chana's treble if he was singing, hey, Chana, can you sing with a little more treble, bro?
Yes, sir, I can.
There you go. That's better. Can you make it like a horn? I like a horn sound. Can you do a horn for me? There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mercy.
There it is.
Hilarious.